Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Jamie Phillips Football Chats. I hope everyone is doing really, really well, and yeah, you're having a decent week. So, guys, we've got it's going to be not a long video today. We're just going to basically talk about the Liverpool versus Arsenal game that we've got coming up tomorrow night. So, Liverpool obviously go into this game, through the first leg through a 0-0 draw. And obviously there was a lot of sour faces. Liverpool fans a bit down in the dumps after that 0-0 draw. 10 men Arsenal. Nothing, no real chances, nothing really to talk about. Yeah, so Liverpool fans were a bit down in the dumps after that 0-0 draw in the first leg. So, and then we had a good victory, obviously, against Brentford, 3-0, cheer people up a little bit. And obviously, Arsenal, they didn't play Tottenham. They've had a week's rest. It's going to be it's going to be a good game. We're going to talk about it today, guys. John's in the house. Evening, John. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Hope your week's going well. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It's a one-legged, go for it, everything on the line match. I'm really, I don't know about everyone else. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't actually wait for this game. As I say, Liverpool, we're not in the best of form. We won our first league game in 4 weeks. Obviously against Brentford last weekend, and we're not in the best of form at the moment in time. Obviously, we've got a lot of our players, either all our important players are in AFCON, and one of them's injured. But we have got quite, by what Pep Lijnders said today in his press conference, we've got quite a strong lineup for this game, and yeah, it should be interesting the team that Klopp goes with, because we know obviously there's no Salah, no Mane, no Keita. Thiago won't be back into training till after the international break. So he should be back for the Leicester game. What's that, the 10th of February? 10th of February, he should be back for that game. So apart from them, we've got a pretty fit side. Now, one of the people I didn't mention was Divock Origi. So I don't know if he's available. They've not mentioned that he's still injured. And obviously, the young superstars back in the team in Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott's going to be very important to Liverpool Football Club going forward this season. He's an exceptional talent, and a player we missed in our midfield, because we've got to remember this kid, he played every game till he got injured, and he was starting. I think he came on as sub in the first game of the season, but started every game after that, and he looked good in that midfield area. Now, obviously, Harvey Elliott has been injured, fractured ankle, damaged ligaments around that dislocated and fractured ankle, and so we don't want to obviously rush him back. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't want to rush him back. He's a exceptional footballer, but he's back in training now. If he's back in training, he's going to be in the squad. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the squad tomorrow. I don't think he'll play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the bench, because he is training. He's trained every day this week, so till the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the squad. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't play him, but I think it'd just make a nice boost to his confidence to put him on the subs bench, just so he's there. Fans can see him, knowing he's close to return. I can see Harvey Elliott probably starting his first game against Cardiff in the FA Cup. That'd be the game I'll be looking for young Harvey to come back in. I think that's a perfect place for him to come back in against Cardiff at home as well. Yeah, and then he'd be raring to go after the winter break. So yeah, plenty of time for Harvey. But there's good news all round. Talking about Salah and Keita and Mane, I think they all got through to the last 16 of AFCON. So we know they're still going to be away for a while. I'm not sure. Someone said that Senegal and Egypt could be a possible last 16 game with the way all the groups are going. Now, if that's true, obviously one of Mane or Salah is obviously going to come over a little early. But no, it's good for them. They're all playing well out there. Salah's leading Egypt to the last 16, and Keita, I think he's got like 2 man of the matches in 3 games. Scored a couple of goals. His last one was fantastic. Yeah, they're doing well, so it's good for them. I hope they continue to do well. You know, if one of them wins the AFCON, they bring home a lot of confidence with them. So, yeah, hopefully they carry on their really good form over in the AFCON. I say Thiago is not ready yet. They're saying after the winter break, the international break, because obviously in the winter break you got the South American World Cup qualifiers. So the Brazilian boys will be away. Hopefully we ain't got no games and we can just have that winter break, that 2-week rest, that 2-week time off, which will be nice. Yeah, so this game's got a lot on, for me, this game's got a lot on it. It's got a lot on it. I know a lot of people poo-poo the League Cup. You know, they're not, you know, the League Cup doesn't mean a lot to them. They couldn't care less. I know some Liverpool fans couldn't care if we lost tomorrow. Wouldn't bother them. You know, bigger fish to fry and all that stuff. And I say bollocks to all that. This is a cup competition. You're in a semi-final second leg. You know you win, and you're going to Wembley end of February to play Chelsea in a cup final. Great opportunity for Liverpool. This is great opportunity. Now, obviously, the first leg being 0-0 did not help us one single bit. I'd like to come to the Emirates with a goal advantage, something we got in the bank, because no matter how bad Arsenal are, no matter how much we all banter Arsenal, their real poor form comes away from home. They're pretty decent at home. They don't get smashed about. They're going to be hard to beat at home, no matter who they got available. And you know, there's a lot of pressure on this game. It's hard to decide what team has the most pressure. You can say from a Liverpool point of view, over 2 legs against Arsenal, you'd say Liverpool should be favourites to go through in this competition. Liverpool should be favourites to win this competition, the way things are standing at this moment in time. And so you'd say the pressure's on Liverpool, but then Arsenal, in seriousness, what are Arsenal going to win this season? No, they go win the FA Cup. Oh, luck of the draw, ain't it? Well, they can't because they're out of it. They got knocked out by Nottingham Forest, so there you go. They can't win the FA Cup because they're knocked out. Totally forgot about that. Nottingham Forest beat them. So this is all they can win this season. This League Cup is all Arsenal can win this season. So for me, I think the pressure will be more on Arsenal. I think they'll be hyped up because they got the big 0-0 draw at Anfield and they defended well. And, you know, they've had the week rest. You know, they've had no game. I think Smith Rowe's going to come back in the team. Odegaard's going to come back in the team. They got some... Smith Rowe is 50-50 what I'm hearing. But Odegaard definitely came back in the team. They got... Their midfield's going to be a bit light and a bit weak in that area. So that's one place I think Liverpool can take advantage of for this Arsenal team tomorrow, is in the midfield area. It's going to be, for me, the pressure is on Arsenal. As I say, Arsenal can only win one trophy this season, and it's going to be this cup. Liverpool, you know, they've got the FA Cup they can still win, the Champions League they can still win. Not so much pressure on Liverpool for me in this second leg, and I think we'll play with a little bit more freedom. I think Arsenal are going to be tense. I think it's going to be a tense night for Arsenal. I think the Emirates crowd is going to feel tense. If Arsenal have not scored, or it's still 0-0 after 30 minutes in this game, I think the crowd will start to feel the tension because they know there's no other trophy they can win this season. If they go, and this could be another trophy this season for Arsenal, and it's another one, and the pressure mounts on Arteta and his team. And then with results the way they've gone tonight as well. Might as well speak about that. Spurs coming back and beating Leicester 3-2 with 2 goals in the 95th and 97th minute. Man United beating Brentford 3-1. So that puts pressure on Arsenal as well in the league. And then Arsenal got Burnley 2 days after. I think they got Burnley on Saturday. So that's if that game happens in Burnley at the moment. They probably postpone that game. So I do think the pressure is a lot more on Arsenal than it is Liverpool. I think Liverpool will be a bit more relaxed. They know the job they got to do. They know they just got a 1-0 win. Anything like a win will just do, and they'll be through. I believe that away goals don't count, but they do in extra time, I believe. So if it's 1-0 at the end of extra time, say, Liverpool go through on the away goal. That's because the League Cup's rules on away goals is a bit of a weird one. So obviously there's been no extra time in any League Cup game this season. It's just gone straight to penalties. But apparently the semi-final and the final does have extra time. And in the semi-final, the away goals only count in extra time. So it can be 1-0 after 90 minutes. You go into extra time. If it stays 1-0, Liverpool would go through at the end of extra time. So there's a lot in Liverpool's advantage. I think if we score first, we're going through, in my opinion. Because as I say, I think Arsenal will feel the pressure. They will tense up. They will get tight. I think the crowd will get a bit. I think the crowd will feel the tension. They feel the tension from the crowd because, as I say, it's the only trophy Arsenal can win this season. And I do feel the pressure is on Arsenal a bit. I think this will be a very tight, close game. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Liverpool rocking up at the Emirates and just go smash Arsenal about. I don't think they'll. I think it's going to be extremely close. Arsenal got, Xhaka's obviously not going to play, suspended. They got some players missing, but they should put out a strong team. Actually, let's have a look. I've got it here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll full screen it. That's full screen. So, so the possible Arsenal 11 looks like it's going to be Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, White, Lokonga, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, and Lacazette. So that's what they've got here as the possible Arsenal 11. So I don't know how that will look out on a formation. Possibly, obviously Ramsdale in goal. Tomiyasu is a left back, isn't he? If I remember rightly. No, right back. Yeah, Holding and Gabriel as your centre halves. With White, so that they're basically going to play 3 at the back. White, Gabriel, and Holding as they've got it here. Tomiyasu and Tierney as your wing backs. And a midfield of Lokonga, Saka, and Smith Rowe, and then Martinelli and Lacazette up top. I don't think that's a very well balanced team, personally. I think that might have a few problems. No, I don't think that's I don't think that's a very well balanced team at all. As we see here, guys, it's more of a case who's not going to feature for the list extends Thiago Divock or again the Ox. Yeah, we've got to speak about the Ox. Obviously, the Ox is got his injury. We've not heard actually anything yet from the club about what's happened to Ox, what's happened. Like, is he just twisted his ankle? A lot of rumours coming out saying he should be back for the Palace game. It's nothing too serious. It's better for him just sit this one down out and let the swelling just go down, and he'd be all right for Crystal Palace. Yeah, that's basically what they're saying here. And obviously, the big one, Harvey Elliott has returned to training. It's far too soon, despite showing immediately what it's all about, with time needed to get him back to being team fit. Yeah, Curtis Jones, obviously, and Joel Matip were noticeable absentees from Tuesday's training, so no concern for Liverpool's were reported. Yeah, apparently, Matip and Curtis Jones weren't seen in training, but the rumour is that's nothing to worry about. They're perfectly fine. Yeah, so it's going to be a very tight, close game. Both teams have got absentees, they've got missing players, injuries, AFCON. Liverpool had their full 11, obviously. If Liverpool had their full 11, these two games would have been over. In that first leg, if you had Salah, Mane, and Jota up front, and Keita and Thiago and Fabinho in the midfield, could you imagine this? This wouldn't even be a contest right now. It would have been over at Anfield. But obviously, with the missing players, the options we have, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Let's quickly go to the chat, guys. John Moore, going bad, hard game, but I think we'll have too much on the day and fancy a 2-1. Yeah, I agree. Jamrock in the house. Hope you're all right, Jamrock. At Jamie Phillips Football Chat, bless up, and bless up to you as well, Jamrock. Hope you're doing really well, my man. Hope you're doing really well. So yeah, it's gonna be Klopp shit the bed with that first game. Yeah, I think he did, mate. I think he did. I think he's gonna really, really go for it in this second. There's a lot of doom and gloom about, but I do think Liverpool go really. Look, what Liverpool usually do, when Liverpool have a bad performance, they usually come back the next game and make up that poor performance. So we did against Brentford. As we saw with Brentford tonight, Brentford are a decent team. They caused Man United a lot of trouble tonight. In that first, I know it ended up 3-1 to Man United tonight, but Brentford should have been 3-0 up in that first half. Should have been 3-0 up in that first half. So everyone's saying, "Oh, you just beat Brentford." Brentford, look at what they've done, mate. They're a decent team, and I do think we will win tomorrow, and I don't think it'll be comfortable. I think it's going to be a difficult game, but as I said, I think Arsenal are going to feel the pressure more in Liverpool, because this is the only trophy Arsenal can win this season. And as I say, after 30 minutes, if this game is still 0-0, and with what I believe is the rule, what I read today, that away goals only count at the end of extra time, it's all in Liverpool hands. He should have picked a 4-2-3-1 line-up in the first game. Yeah, I agree. He sort of don't like playing that formation. Evening, Chris. Hope you're well. It is funny with the 4-2-3-1 because Jurgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund, that's the formation he played. He played 4-2-3-1. And so it's a bit strange that he doesn't go back to that. I asked a question on another show the other day, how mad would you be if we lost the league title by 4 points? Look, if it's an hard one, ain't it? What I'll say, Jamrock, where we are right now, if we win our game in hand, I believe we'll be 8 points off Manchester City. Manchester City are not going to win every game. They will slip up, and plus we've got to play Man City again yet. Yeah, 4 points. You go back at the results. You look at the results of earlier in the season. Your West Hams and your Brentfords and your your Brightons, then games, especially Brentford and Brighton, when then games should have been sewn up and won. That should have been 6 points. You go back at then games and have a look at it and think, where did we go wrong there? Because that weren't about personnel and players, because we were fit and firing then. So yeah, it would annoy me. I understand what you're saying, Jim. I do get what you're saying, my man. When Liverpool have bad performances, you don't want to play them. It's like taking tennis balls off a bulldog. Not a good idea. Yeah. As I say, Liverpool, when they have a bad performance under Klopp, they usually come back the next game and put that right. And they did it against Brentford. And as I say, this is Arsenal game. Arsenal going to have more. I think Arsenal going to feel the pressure more than Liverpool, and I keep saying it. As I said, Arsenal's only trophy they can win this season is this trophy. Arsenal fans know that, and I do think the atmosphere in the Emirates might get a bit tense, especially if Liverpool are a goal up or it's 0-0 and it's like an hour gone. Because away goals do count, I believe, after extra time. So if it's 1-0 after extra time, Liverpool go through. So, yeah, I still think we have the advantage. Especially the team we just read out that could possibly play tomorrow for Arsenal. Big up, my man. Del Boy, Gunner TV. Hope you're well, my man. Hope you're well. Obviously, interesting game tomorrow, my man. Interesting game tomorrow. We're just talking about. Chris, he could afford to play 4-2-3-1 in Dortmund days as they were in the Bundesliga too. Yeah, that's a good point. You got to remember that German tax. Man City will drop 5 to 10 points for the end of the season. But yeah, of course they will. I mean, there's every possibility Liverpool go to the Etihad and win. I mean, it's not right. That's not behind. That could easily happen. Man City will slip up. Look, they're on a ridiculous winning streak at the moment, but you go and look back at their games. They have been extremely lucky at times. They shouldn't have beaten Wolves. They got a penalty for no reason. The Foden goal was probably offside the game after. We let them off. Salah scoring that worldie of a goal, 2-1 up. We let them off. It should never have been 2-2 that game. I know Man City dominated us in the first half, but, that game shouldn't have ended 2-2 after we were 2-1 up. Crystal Palace went to the Etihad and beat Man City. So, these results will happen. I just don't like people that are giving up. It annoys me. League's over. Yeah, it's all finished now. It's just concentrating the cups. No, keep going till it's the 38th game of the season. Till it's the 38th game of the season, you keep going. And if it's still mathematically possible to catch them, you just keep playing. You've got to play your game. Liverpool have got some decent fixtures coming up, and people shouldn't just sit back and think we're not going to win anything. Look, I know Man City's next 3 games are a piece of piss for Man City, but after that they got I think they got Man United, Tottenham, and Everton. So you never know. I'd be pissed off, but pleased that we took it so close. Yeah, so John, same here, mate. Look, I'll be annoyed because I'll go back and look at the points that we dropped against Brighton and Brentford and realise they're the games we could have won it with. So I'll be annoyed, but at the same time, we climbed that point tally back. It still will be something to talk about. Obviously, as I already said, it's a Del Boy. Arsenal fans be urging Arsenal attack first 20 minutes potentially. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then first 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the Emirates. If it's still 0-0 after 20 minutes or 30 minutes at the Emirates tomorrow, Liverpool will win this game because, as I said, the tension and atmosphere that will be in the Emirates after 30 minutes, especially if it's still 0-0, will be it'll be tense in there. Everyone will feel it because, as I said, it's the only trophy Arsenal can win. This is their season today. Tomorrow is their season in a nutshell because Man United up Tottenham winning today and with games in hand on Arsenal, I believe as well. It's not as rosy as it was a few weeks ago, if you ask me. I don't see point maybe. Look, I didn't see. This is one thing I'm going to say about Manchester City, because I don't really want to talk about Manchester City tonight. But this is one thing I will say. I've heard this. I heard it on Talk Sport on the radio the other day, and basically they were saying that they can't see Man City losing many more points, and Liverpool are going to be nowhere near, nowhere close, and they were taking the mick, saying like Liverpool lost to Leicester and stuff like that. Liverpool have lost the same amount of games as Manchester City, 2 games each. 2 games each. Manchester City have lost to Tottenham and Crystal Palace, yeah? And Liverpool have lost to West Ham and Leicester. It's just the draws. What's ruined it for Liverpool is that they've lost points during the draws. They've drawn 4 more games than Man City, and that's where it's cost Liverpool. I'd rather have lost 2 of them games and won 2, and we'd be closer in the league. So I'm not going to say it's over till it's the 38th game and whoever wins the league that day. But yeah, I get what you mean. Jamrock, Drayfoot's chat, so he can still play 4-2-3-1 in the Premier League with Hendo and Fabinho at the base, with Curtis Jones, Bobby Ox behind Jota in the first game playing it. Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, that is a good formation. All it is going to be a bit narrow. That's all. There's not going to be a lot of width with that formation, but there's a lot of creativity with that formation. So you might give up width for creativity. I like it. I've got to say, Hendo and Fab just sitting there as a pivot was doing really. I like that. And Curtis Jones and Bobby and Ox behind Jota. That's a lot of creativity. That's a lot of movement. All it is, we just don't have the width from the front 3, but you can keep the width from the fullback. So I would like to see it. I really would. Against that Arsenal team we played in the first leg, that was embarrassing, simply embarrassing. Yeah, it was. I've just got a really funny feeling he's going to play Hendo and Milner in this game tomorrow. Just got a really funny feeling. Klopp will stick to 4-3-3, trust me. He certainly will. The one thing we can't do is let them go 1 up. No. As long as Arsenal don't take the lead in this game tomorrow, Liverpool win this game, as I said. The tension from the Emirates Stadium, knowing this is it for them. If it's still 0-0 after an hour, knowing that away goals count after extra time, yeah, it's in Liverpool's favour. As long as Liverpool are in the game, it's still 0-0. Liverpool 1-0 up, it's definitely over for me. Definitely over, because Arsenal will have to come out. And if Arsenal come out against a Liverpool team, even if there's no Salah and Mane in that team, Liverpool is still going to take advantage. You mean talk shit, Jamie? What? You mean talk shit, Jamie? What's that mean, John? I am confused. I'm confused, John. I don't know what that means, my man. I can see them dropping that many points. What I know will happen is that we don't capitalise because we have some bonehead draws. Yeah, boneheaded draws. Yeah, that does annoy me. I think we'll... Demo in the house. How are you, Demo? Hope you're good. Once Taki plays, we'll win. Yeah. Taki, he's got 7 goals this season. I don't think people realise that. Taki Minamino has 7 Liverpool goals this season. He's our 4th top goal scorer. I don't know if people realise that. And he's good in the League Cup. But how are you, Demo? Hope you're good, my man. Hope you're good. City will drop points, but I still think we will drop points as well, yeah. Not being negative, just my opinion. No one's going to win all the remaining games of the season. No, exactly. It's good, but Chris, we just don't give up. We just keep playing, mate. What I would say is, guys, is just we should just concentrate on our game. We should just concentrate on Liverpool, not worry about what Man City are doing. Man City, the only team. Look, I've said it. We are the 2nd best team in this league for me, and it still shows. You look at the way Chelsea are going. And I've said it before. Liverpool have got 45 points already this season in January. Do you know how ridiculously good that is? Do you know how ridiculously good it is for Liverpool to have 45 points already this season? And the problem is, it's just that we've got a team like Man City in the league who don't make it look good because they're just on a different planet to everyone else at this moment in time. But to have 45 points in this league in January is a bloody good return, and it's just made to look worse because how good Manchester City are, but we are still the second best team in this league, but for quite some way, I believe. I really do. But big up Demo with the tacky. That's his boy. Talk sports, talk shit. Gotcha. You mean talk shit, James? Now I get it. Yes, talk shit. I mean, I used to love Talk Sport, but when they got taken over by Rupert Murdoch's, obviously, corporation, I don't really listen to them no more. I just see clips of them on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that, and they slag Liverpool off all the time. Right before the Rupert Murdoch, who, if people don't know, owns the Sun newspaper, the scum Sun newspaper that we should never talk about. Since he came in, owned the Talk Sport and Talk Radio and all that, they just bash Liverpool all the time. Before that, no Liverpool bashing, but now it's Liverpool bashing all the time. So yeah, stay away from the shit. Smash the like button, people. Yeah. Everyone listening to Jam Rock, smash the like button, subscribe if you've not subscribed, share the video out, guys. I don't mind. Everyone share the video out wherever you can. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, wherever. Share the video out, guys. Jamrock, Chris, Jamie, I agree that we will drop points. I think there is a level of hyperbolic talk about. Look, Jamrock bringing the big words. Talk about how all concrete Man City is. No LFC dropped the ball at all. No LFC dropped the ball in all the years we have challenged for the Premier League title. Draws cost us in 08-09, draws cost us in 13-14, draws cost. Yeah, I will agree with the 18-19 one. There was the one draw in the 18-19 season that cost us was the draw against Man City. Obviously, if we won that game, we would have won the league. That's the one game I look at. But if I remember that game rightly, the whole ball was basic over the line, apart from a millimetre of it, like a skin of leather never went over the line, so there was apparently no goal. I remember that really well. They fucking can't ever say good words about us. No, talk sport, talk everything. That radio station, since it got owned by Rupert Murdoch's corporation, then yeah, they're not. They used to be a good radio. I used to love listening to them years ago. I used to love listening to them. But people like Stan Collymore and all that, they left TalkSport because they didn't want to work under the Rupert Murdoch people because, he's an ex-Liverpool player. He's still got respect. It's just, I don't really listen to him no more. I just see clips on Twitter and YouTube, and it's always got a headline bashing Liverpool. So I just click on it and see what they're saying. I just laugh. People take it seriously. Sammy, how are you, mate? Hope you're good, Sammy. Hope you're feeling a lot better, mate. The big game tomorrow, Sammy. It's what we've been talking about for a while now. So, guys, Liverpool team tomorrow. Who are we going with? Because it's damn cat. So who are we going with tomorrow, guys? There's been a lot of talk about the goalkeeping situation for the League Cup. I know the guys at the 1892 Reds podcast yesterday were talking about it and saying that they think it might be a little unfair that Kelleher is not playing these semi-final games when he's played all the cup games and he got us here, and he's in good form. And when do you play him if you can't play him in these sort of games? And I know a lot of people have got that sort of opinion. Kevin Kelleher, he got us to the semi-final. He's been the keeper all the way through. Alisson actually made his League Cup debut last week. He's been here 3 years. That was his first ever League Cup game. Is it unfair? What do you guys in the chat think? Do you think it's unfair? Me personally, when you get to a semi-final or final of any cup competition, don't matter what it is, I think you pay your best players. I don't think there's room for sympathy in football. I really don't. I don't think there's room for sympathy in football. I think Kelleher knows the score. He knows that. He knows that. Alisson's the number one goalkeeper. We're in a semi-final of a cup. He must know. But then there's games when I think Kelleher could have played. The two games in the Champions League when we was already through. We had two dead rubber games, and Kelleher could have played them games. So it's a bit weird that he didn't. And I like Caoimhin Kelleher. I think he's a quality goalkeeper, and he's going to be a really, really good goalkeeper in a few years' time. And it's going to be very difficult to keep hold of him, in my opinion, because he's going to want first team football soon because he is a very good goalkeeper, and I think he's thinking about his international future as well with Ireland. So yeah, but is it unfair? It's a difficult one. For me, though, there's just no sympathy in football. When you get to the later stages in competitions, I think you just play your best team. Demo in the house. I have that opinion too. Very unfair on him and Simicast. It's what I'm saying. It's all about opinions, guys. And yeah, like the Simicast thing. I like Simicast. I think he's a fantastic left back. And he's a good player. He's a very good player. I just prefer Robbo's style of play at left back, like what he gives us, that high energy. But I will say, when the form Simicast was in, I didn't think it was completely fair to just bring Robbo straight back in. Because what that tells me, if I'm Simicast, doesn't matter how well I play, Robbo's always going to start. It doesn't really matter. So I thought that was a little unfair. But yeah, so I agree with you there, my man. I agree with you there. Let's get some of your teams. So Chris has gone with Ali in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, and Robbo. It's a great back five, ain't it? Fabinho, Henderson, and Jones, Minamino, Firmino, and Jota. I think Gordon plays versus Cardiff in the FA Cup. Gordon would definitely play against Cardiff. There's no doubt about that. That 11 there for me should be good enough to beat. Arsenal. John's gone Valley, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo, Henderson, Fab, Jones, Taki, Bobby, and Gordon. Yeah, there is a lot of shouts for Gordon. A lot of shouts. I'm one of them. I've been on the Gordon train. I think with what Gordon will give us, what Taki and I've just noticed that John ain't got Jota in that team. That's just thrown me. I've just read it again. He's got Taki, Bobby, and Gordon. That's ballsy. I will say the thing that gets me. Jota likes coming towards the ball. Taki likes coming towards the ball. Bobby likes coming towards the ball. Gordon likes to go in behind, run in behind. And against Arsenal in the first leg, we didn't have that option. And I think Gordon could be a good shout. But I've got to have Jota. I know Jota ain't been great the last two games. I've still got to have him in. That's a big shout there, John. Let's have a look at some of your more chats. We've done that one. Best 11 needed, says Sammy. I sort of agree, I think. Can't go wrong with Alisson and Kelleher. No, I like Kelleher. I really do. But for me, at the highest of the, semi-finals and finals, I want my number one goalkeeper. And, on his day, Alisson's the best around. Also, I know if Salah and Mane were here, he would have dropped Taki and well, yeah, he would have dropped Taki, yeah. Though he's our top goal scorer in the cup. Yeah. Look, Taki Minamino, I've been saying it for ages now. Taki Minamino is not a front three. He's a number 10. He plays behind the striker in the hole. I'd love Taki just to play that number 10 position, the top of a midfield. Just give him that little bit of freedom. I think it'd be fantastic there. I think playing him up top limits what he does. And that's why I've not got him in my team tomorrow. I think the draws that cost us were the draws against West Ham, Leicester, Man United, and Everton that season. Yeah, they were some. It's funny, ain't it? 97 points, and we drew 1, 2. That's 4 big draws there. We still had 97 points. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. I remember the Man United game. That's the 1-1 game with Lallana, weren't it? I think, yeah, that's the first game we didn't win that season. Start of that season, Man United stopped our winning run, and Lallana got like a second half goal, didn't he? The equaliser for 1-1. Yeah, that was a big one. That annoyed me, that game, actually, because Man United were dogs. Demo and people want to say that they want a quality backup in every position at Liverpool. Yeah, we need quality backups. It depends on the quality, I suppose. Depends on the quality, General. Did Egypt win today? I was busy watching Prem. Yeah, they're into the last 16. Yeah, so Keita, Salah, and Mane are in the last 16. I think I heard somewhere that Senegal can play Egypt in the last 16. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. With this sympathy, is like your kid expecting all the Christmas presents and it's this, and you couldn't afford all of them. Yeah, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean, guys. I understand what you mean. Devo's going Kelleher, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Fab, Hendo, Jones, Jota, Bobby, Taki. Yeah. Any of these teams, I still think we looked at the Arsenal team earlier and what they could play. It looks like they're going to play 3 at the back because they haven't got the options in midfield. So we should be beating this Arsenal team, guys. Quality backups only matter if they play. If they rarely play, they're just names on a piece of paper. Yeah, I agree with that, because as much as we all love Mr. Klopp, we all love him. None of us want him out. I'd have him sign a contract for life. I really would. But the only thing that annoys me is Klopp's stubbornness, and he does have favourites. And it don't matter how good, as I said, it don't matter how good Tsimikas plays. Robbo will always start if he's available. And so I do understand what Jamrock says there. Exactly, they won't play. If we're going Minamino, Firmino, Jota front three, Jota on the left, Minamino on the right, none of this first leg nonsense. Yes, I absolutely agree, Chris. I still, to this day, a week later, don't understand why Jota played on the right for that whole game. It made no sense. Jota's best position is either off the left or through the middle. On the right, he's just not the same player. He likes coming inside. Yeah, he's got to play on the left, and Taki's got to play on the right. Personally, I wouldn't have Taki. I'd have Taki in midfield. I really would. I'd have Taki in midfield. I think Taki's a midfielder. You see, when Taki gets the ball in deep positions, he did it against, I think it was Brentford or Arsenal in the first leg. He had it in a deep position. He got the ball in a deep position, and he ran. He's not got enough pace for me to be up top. He's not got enough pace. He's a midfielder. I've been saying that on Coppage for a minute, saying they're acting like this is FIFA. Oh, yeah. Look, a lot of Liverpool fans, I think what it is with this day and age now, we all live in an era of obviously social media, YouTube, FIFA, Football Manager, money everywhere. And we live in this day and age where we think we should buy this, that, big name, put them in a team and expect it to work. And that's not the way football really is. And I think we're still, to this day, I like Jarrod Bowen. I keep saying it on my channel. I've said it on Coppish. You lot know I keep banging the drum about him all the time. Jarrod Bowen, for me, is a perfect Liverpool player. People might not like it and all that, but for me, Jarrod Bowen's a perfect Liverpool player for the way Klopp likes to play. He will give everything for 90 minutes. He will leave everything on the pitch. He's good with both feet. He's not exceptionally quick, but he's got pace. He can take players on. He's a good finisher. He's got a good eye for a pass. And but because he's not the sexy name, people look down on him. People look down on people like Jarrod Bowen because he's not the sexy name. Yes, Rafinha's a better footballer. I'm not saying it like things like that. I'm not saying they're not, but look at Neymar, right? I don't like Neymar as a footballer, right? I've said it many times. I don't like Neymar as a footballer. He's got all the ability in the world. He might have more ability in his 2 feet than any other footballer on this planet, right? But he hasn't got it up here, and that's what matters to me. He hasn't got it upstairs, and his mentality is weak. You know, same with, like, I look at Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba at Man United. He's an extremely talented midfielder. But he hasn't got the mentality. So I like a footballer that's got the mentality, will give everything for 90 minutes and has the technique as well. You know, I like that combination of everything as a footballer, and that's what I look at. I remember when we bought Sadio Mane from Southampton. A lot of football fans were going mad about it, saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be. Why are we buying Sadio Mane? Yeah, he's all right. He's a good player. You know, 30-odd million is quite a lot of money for him. You know, he ended up being one of the best left wingers in world football. And then same with Salah. People go, why are we buying a Chelsea reject? He weren't great at Roma and all this crap. People didn't watch him. He was fantastic at Roma. I think he had 23 goal competition. 20. What is he? He scored 14 goals and like 6 assists the season before we bought him from Roma. It's a great season. People just don't watch him. And think that's that's Salah. Yeah, when he'd be good on the bench. I heard actual pundits, football pundits, especially on ESPN, say this. Yeah, Salah, will he make the first level? Will he improve Liverpool? He's the best player in the world. You know, don't always look for the sexy signings. You know, look for the whole package. That's my rant on that. I don't know if you guys agree. You know, it's just that's my opinion. Demo, that was one of my call-ins, Jamrock, when Robbo just played, even on bad form, even though Tsimikas had been great for pre-season. Yeah, I agree. Like, I will agree with everyone on this subject. Tsimikas was in form. He was probably the best, apart from Cancelo, he was probably the most informed left back in the league at the time. And as soon as Robbo come back, he came straight back in the team, and he didn't perform to the standard Tsimikas was performing before him. But Robbo's been well classed for us at the same time. So it's a real hard discussion, ain't it? It is a real hard discussion. And Robbo's not even in his prime yet. So that's just count our lucky stars. We got 2 excellent left backs. There's not many teams in the league or around Europe who have got 2 solid left backs like we have. So we should count our lucky stars for that. I keep telling them they ask for 6 forwards. I keep saying 1 or 2 those forwards aren't going to play much. Yeah, this is the thing. We can't stockpile players. 1, we haven't got the finances to stockpile players, and 2, Klopp likes playing with a selected group of players. You hear him at this moment about Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez, Klopp absolutely adores Joe Gomez. He loves Joe Gomez. But he's bought Konate for a reason. And Konate is starting games over Joe Gomez. And we all know what Jurgen Klopp's like. When he's got young, talented players, he doesn't feel we're giving enough football time. He asks them to go out on loan. I wouldn't be surprised if Gomez still found if we don't sell Nat Phillips up, because the rumours is we're brought back Reece Williams back from loan, yeah? Reece Williams has come back from Swansea on loan. All right, we're bringing Reece Williams back because the rumours is that he might loan out Joe Gomez to Aston Villa for the rest of the season, and Nat Phillips might be sold. So one of them 2, Nat Phillips or Joe Gomez, might leave this month. So I understand what everyone's saying. I do get what everyone's saying. Look, Pep Guardiola at Man City's got 20 players he can pick from, and he does rotate quite a lot. I don't think if Klopp had that same amount of quality that City have got in every area of the pitch, that Klopp would rotate as much as Pep Guardiola. I think Klopp would try and play his best team more often than not. So I do get what you're saying, Jamrock, Demo. Klopp will pay 70% fit Robbo, 100% fit Simi. That Chelsea first game still pisses me off that he called back Robbo as soon as Robbo was somewhere fit. Yeah, I agree. I agree with all you guys there. Yeah, Minamino is a number 10. Yeah, he's a midfielder. He's a number 10 for me. He's not a forward. Chris, Bowen has some same agency as Trent and Robbo. That he does. I wouldn't be surprised if this transfer happens. Obviously, I do not want it as a Salah replacement. That is no. I want him to come in with Salah signing his contract as well. You know, Bowen's a good addition to the team. Look, guys, if we had tomorrow, say tomorrow night, we had Jota, we had Jota, Bobby, and Jarrod Bowen in our front three, I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable. Demo, Jamie, we never factor in the human side of things. Look at Gomez, went from third string to only playing 14 minutes in the Premier League season, but fans want it to just. So it might be another bit of comment here. Just have him rot on the bench just in case one of the others get injured. But what about Gomez? He's young, feels like he could start anywhere else. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Joe Gomez, look, Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk were probably our best centre-back partnership. We conceded less goals when them two played together. And I think Gomez complements Virgil, Virgil complements Gomez. There's definitely a partnership there. Matip's a better defender for me, and he's more experienced because he's 30. But he brought Konate in, and he brought Konate in for a reason. Look, we got 5 tremendous defenders. Van Dijk, Matip, Konate, Gomez, and Phillips. But you can only play 2 of them every week. And with defenders, you don't want to rotate defenders too much because the defenders are part of the start of your spine. Your goalkeeper, unless he's injured, will always play. And your 2 centre-backs, most of the time, for 90% of the season, should play together. You know, you can take them off in games. If you're winning comfortably 2-3, 4-0 up in matches, you can bring a Van Dijk off and put someone else on. League Cup games, they don't have to play, they can rest. FA Cup games, they don't have to play, they can rest. You know, things like that. But the majority of the time, you're only going to play 2 centre-backs and your main 2 centre-backs. There ain't a lot of teams that rotate their defenders all the time. And to have 5 very good centre-backs on our books, you know, 2 of them are going to play more than anyone else. And the other person who's probably going to play is Konate at this moment in time. So unfortunately, Joe Gomez, he's just sitting there. He is a fantastic footballer. But if Jurgen Klopp isn't going to play him, you know, do we keep him around just in case? It's not fair to Joe Gomez at the same time. So I do understand what everyone's saying. I remember I wanted Daka and I got screwed because they said he played in the Austrian League and wasn't better than Divock. Yeah, I remember. I was the same. I was with you, Jamrock. I thought Daka would be good for Liverpool. He's not had the easiest time at Leicester at the moment, but Leicester are dog shit. So I think Daka in his Liverpool team would be a completely different player. I agree with you. I mean, I was with you on that one. Been like that, whoever we sign, same when we signed Bobby, slow start till Klopp came in and made him better, yeah. Well, Brendan Rodgers didn't know what to do with Bobby, Firmino. He never knew what to do with him. He didn't buy him. Yeah, the club bought him. He weren't a Brendan Rodgers signing. He didn't know what to do with him. I remember towards the end of Brendan Rodgers' reign at Liverpool that season, before he got sacked in October, we were playing three at the back, and Bobby Firmino was playing right wing back because he didn't know what to do with him. And then Klopp came in and went, "Why is he playing there as a forward?" That was crazy times. Am I mad for not being really sold on Luis Diaz? I'm not totally sold on him either. I know Drift loves him. Look, I've not seen enough of him, to be perfectly honest. I see him in Champions League football, in European football, and that's about it. I see him play for Colombia a few times. But obviously, I'm not watching Porto week in, week out, so I wouldn't actually know. If I've got to pick a foreign winger at this moment in time to come to Liverpool with all the choices, it'd probably be Rafinha, because I see him every week. I watch him every week. You know, he's in our league and he's exceptional. So if I had to choose between Rafinha and Luis Diaz, I'd have Rafinha. there has to be a level of mediocrity when it comes to playing time, especially when it comes to someone being out of form. It certainly does. I agree with you there. Uh, Chris, Klopp is only here for 2 more years, so who develops him if he doesn't get to develop in 2 years? Yeah, that's a good point. Although I think Klopp's staying more than 2 years. That's just my. I've just got this feeling if Salah signs his new contract, and with all the other players that have signed new contracts this summer, I think 8 players, and with Harvey Elliott, who Klopp absolutely adores, I don't personally know where Jurgen Klopp goes after Liverpool. The only thing I think Jurgen Klopp does is the German national job. I don't see him going to Italy. I don't see him managing Bayern Munich. I don't see him managing another English team. I don't know where he goes. And he's just Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp is like that. It's just made for each other, and he knows that. He loves the club. And I've said it for time. I think if Salah signs his new contract and FSG invest a bit more money this summer and get some new players in this summer that Klopp needs in midfielders and forwards, and we start to rotate the team a little bit, I can't see why he don't sign a new contract. I really don't. Because I just don't know where he'd go. He's only 54. I know he likes his time off and he has a year off. He likes his breaks and all that sort of stuff. But, does he take a sabbatical? Pep Lijnders stays in charge and he comes back? I don't know. I just don't see him leaving. I really don't. Hey, Jamie, City actually only play 16 players regularly. Ake, Zinchenko and Fernandinho getting spot games unless they're injured. Yeah, that's probably true. I think it just looks like City do rotate a lot because maybe it's just one player comes in and one player comes out. So maybe it looks like they rotate a lot. But they've got so much talent in their team, it's hard to tell half the time, to be honest. It is hard to tell. Nat Phillips is interesting one. Well, one of our players of the season last season, but needs first team football. Look, I'm happy he's our fifth choice because Gomez and Matip have been injury prone at times. Yeah, look, with Nat Phillips, we obviously gave him a new contract. The new contract we gave him was just basically to keep his market value up because after the season he had last season, Premier League teams are going to look at him. He's a Premier League centre back, so they're going to be looking at him. It keeps his market value up. That's why we gave him a new deal. But it's not fair to him. He's 24. He wants to be playing football, and his fifth choice. He's not really going to get many options to play this season, so he needs to be sold in January. He needs him to go. But Matip has not been injured all season, and don't look like ever getting injured at the moment in time. Cross fingers. I haven't just put the death knell into him, but he's looking fit as a fiddle lately, Matip, and these runs. These bloody dribbles and runs he's making at the moment, Jesus Christ, exceptional. For the most underrated centre-back in world football is Joel Matip. No one talks about him. No one. Because he's a Cameroon international, or former Cameroon international. No one talks about him. He's the most underrated centre-back in world football. Joe Phillips, football chats. My heart broke when I found out Chiesa tore his ACL. Yeah, that's fucking mad, isn't it? I don't know if he would have wanted to leave Italy, but that is who I would have wanted. Yeah, Chiesa, what a player! I mean, that Euro campaign, the European Championship campaign for Italy. Yeah, Chiesa just broke through, didn't he? He came out as the shining star of that tournament. Fantastic footballer. Yeah, but the ACL, that's him done now. I mean, you won't see him again now till what next year? Beginning at Christmas time. And then it's going to take some time for him to get over that again. I don't think anyone's going to touch Chiesa for a couple of years now. He's going to be staying at Juve for a couple of years now, I would have thought. Jamrock again, James Phillips at chat. I don't think he stays. I think he wants to take a 1 year hiatus. Yeah. Look, he does like his hiatus. He does like his breaks. I just wonder if he'll do that and come back to the club. Because I just don't. with the way Klopp talks, I mean, Klopp's a socialist, ain't he? He ain't gonna go to PSG. I don't think he believes in the Qatar ownership of PSG. He ain't gonna go there. Real Madrid, maybe. Real Madrid come calling. I just don't see him going to Italy. I really don't. And I don't know who else. The German national job is the only one that worries me. The German national cup job comes up. I think that'll suit Klopp to the ground because it's a part-time role on massive money, and he can coach the team when he, it's just that might be the only one that worries me. But yeah, let's get through more of these chats. Do they rotate a lot? But it's not because of squad numbers, but more Klopp manages different than Pep manages different than Klopp. Yeah, he totally does. When Klopp brings you in and you are one of his core that helped him win, he'll ride with you until the wheels fall off, and sometimes the wheels fall off. Yeah, I understand what you mean there. Diva, I've always loved two-footed players. Oh yes, you can't be a good two-footed player. Jamie, he turned down Man United because he said they were too focused on commercialization. Yes, that is very, very true. Right, guys, this has been excellent. I didn't think I'd go this long, but you guys in the chat brought some excellent comments in, guys, and we had a good chat there. That was excellent preview. So let me just go with my first 11 for tomorrow's game. So I'm going to go, obviously, he's going to go with Alisson in goal. He played the first leg, he's going to play the second. So Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo. That's the back five. That's an impressive back five. Fabinho sitting, number 6. DM. I'm going to do this, guys. You guys are going to hate it, but I'm picking a team I think Klopp will pick. I believe he's going to go Hendo and Milner. I don't want him to. I really don't want him to. But the injury to Oxlade-Chamberlain has me thinking he's going to go Hendo and Milner, Curtis Jones on the left-hand side of the front three, Jota on the right, and Bobby in the middle. I think that's how he's going to go. If the Ox weren't injured, I think he would go Hendo, Fabinho, and Curtis Jones in the midfield, and Ox on the right wing like he did against Brentford. Basically, the Brentford team against Arsenal. Because the Ox is injured, I've just got this funny feeling he's going to go Hendo, Milner, Fabinho, and play Curtis Jones left wing. I don't think he's going to play Taki. I think Taki will come on. Let's get some of your comments. Right. Craig Hill. Jamie can have a rest from Jamrock spamming the comments. Craig, Jamrock's all right. He's just getting his message across. Jamrock's cool. I've known Jamrock for a while now. It's all cool, Craig. But welcome into the show, Craig. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. Hope everything's well with you, fella. Yeah, I love Jamrock. Commenting with Jamrock for ages now on Coppish, and he's a good fella. And yeah, he's just getting his point across, and I don't mind at all. I love reading the comments, guys. I love interacting with every single one of you. This is what I love about my channel. Obviously, I'm not monetized yet, so I can't have things like super chats and stuff like that. So I'm going to read every single one of your chats, guys, and I absolutely love it. Keep it coming. I really do. Because it means you're interested in my show, and you're enjoying yourself, and you're having fun, and you want to take part. And I want that to continue. I absolutely love it. I adore all of you. I really do. And Craig, you're welcome anytime, my fella. And you can spam the chat as much as anyone else if you like. Comment. I will read your comments. Craig, don't worry about it, mate. Demo, big up, Jamie. Good show. 3-1 Liverpool. Tacky brace loading. Yeah. Good man, Demo. Thanks for coming in, fella. Craig, I love getting my point across before I count. See, there you go. I love it. Chris Gale, 1-0. Jamrock facts. Chris, I love Henderson and Milner, but seeing him again will make my eyes being bleached. I've just got this feeling, guys. I know it's horrible to say. It's just because Ox got injured. I just think if Ox wasn't injured, I think he would play the team that played against Brentford. Ox on the right, Jota on the left, Bobby through the middle, Jones, Henderson and Milner. Jones, Henderson and Fabinho. But because of Oxlade-Chamberlain's injury, I think Taki will be on the bench and come on as a super sub. And I think I'll go Curtis Jones on the left-hand side of a front three with Bobby and Jota. I don't want that to be the case. Let me just say that right now. I don't want it to be the case. And I think that's why I'm playing. Yeah. See you later, Chris. Thanks for coming in, my man. That's why I'm glad Milner's not returning. That's one less cop safety blanket that will be gone. Yeah, Milner's last season. Let's win a cup for Milner. At the end of the day, let's remember James Milner has been part of this success for Liverpool. So has Jordan Henderson. Look, I don't like the slagging off Jordan Henderson and James Milner get off Liverpool fans. You know, they take it pisses me off because, you know, Henderson and Milner have been part of our success. They're part of the fabric, especially of this Klopp era of Liverpool Football Club. And yeah, I love keeping them here, but their time's come. Do you know what I mean? It's time. Their time's come. It's time to change the tyre, get a new tyre on the car. You know, and personally, Milner, Hendo. You know, I think Hendo's the captain. He's only 30, 31. You know, but Hendo don't need to play as much as he does. I know he's our captain and leader. He'll be club captain. He just don't need to play maybe as much. If a Keita and Thiago were fully fit and never got injured all the time, you know, I think our midfield would be Keita, Thiago and Fabinho. That's a wicked midfield. But no, I love Milner and Thiago. I love Milner and Henderson. I just don't want to see them playing together because the only problem is when all three of them play together, they're basically the same player. They're basically the same player, and there's no legs there. But I've got a funny feeling that's how Klopp's going to go tomorrow. But guys, as I said, thanks for comments in the chat. Jamrock, Chris, John, Craig who came in, Demo, my man, Sammy, Mr. John Moore, Del Boy, all you guys coming in the chat. Brilliant comments. I absolutely loved it. And tomorrow night, I'm doing a watch along. So I'll be on about 7:35 tomorrow. 7:35 p.m. tomorrow night, English time, Jamrock. For the Liverpool Arsenal watch along. If you all fancy it, come over, guys. Get involved. Get involved in the comments. Watch the game with me. I can get a little bit angry sometimes, so it could be funny. I'm really, really looking forward to it, guys. So, from me to you, thank you very much. I've really appreciated this. It's been an excellent show, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.